Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. I'm Donna, and today I'm here with Elaine Ryan. How are you doing?
I'm great, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. I'm so glad to have you on today.
I'm glad to be here.
We don't always get a lot of just more on the songwriter side. That's something that I know that's pertinent to you, is being more on the songwriter side.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'd like to start with the most difficult question of all.
Okay.
Who is Elaine Ryan?
Oh my God. Who is Elaine Ryan? Elaine Ryan is a spirit living in a human body trying to figure out her way through the world. No, I mean that's part of it. I mean, where should I start? I'm a singer-songwriter. I was born in Ireland, immigrated to Canada when I was 5, grew up in Vancouver, BC, lived in Hawaii for 10 years, and now I live in the Bay Area of California, and I've done a lot of traveling in between. I'm kind of a nerd. I like to read. Um, I studied international relations in college, and I speak French and Spanish, and I do a lot of music stuff. And now my focus is kind of three-pronged. I write songs, co-write songs, and sing them and release them. I co-run a sync agency called Unicorn Sync, and I started a new business called My Date to Create that helps people basically have creative accountability. So we meet once a week for an hour, and we all do our own creative work. It's over Zoom. We kind of mute ourselves and do our own creative work, and then have feedback. So yeah, I guess that's some of who I am.
That's wonderful. Oh, it's so great to see the different aspects, because some people are not always diversified in what they like and do. And it's just so great to see that, especially with the singing, songwriting, and then obviously the sync agency. You want to tell us
Yeah.
a little bit about the sync agency, Unicorn Sync?
Yeah, so it actually came out of a nonprofit initiative called Sync Music for a Change, where we basically, my friend Justina and I decided to host something um, to connect musicians with music supervisors um, over progressive causes. So basically, once a month, we have a listening session with a music supervisor. And in order for musicians to submit a song to that, they need to write to their senator or their house rep or make a donation about a certain issue that the music supervisor cares about. And so then it's a free listening session, and um, they were super successful. And after a few of them, the music supervisors were like, "Well, can we get all this music from one spot?" And so Justina and I were like, "Okay, well, maybe we should just put together a sync agency so they have like a one stop place for to come and get the music." So we put together Unicorn Sync and figured out all the details of that, and that's where that started. And basically, we started that in July of
That's
last year.
wonderful. That is a really great idea. I mean, to start with something that's progressive like that and to write and donate. I really love that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a cool project. It feels really good every time. Like we raised like almost $1,000 for the Equal Justice Initiative last month. And that was like, wow. I mean, like whatever else goes on in your week, that's pretty cool to have done. So,
Absolutely. There's
yeah.
nothing like the feeling of giving back and being able to make changes. It
Yeah,
really isn't.
totally.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
So tell us about Date to Create. Now, I know I was interested in this because as a writer myself, I'm like, there's sometimes I'm so distracted. And even though I do like the song a week, I do a couple other things like that, that I try to stay focused with my own writing. How is this like a good plan for me or a good benefit for anyone that wants to sign up for this?
So it's kind of like a two-pronged thing. One, it's good for people who need more structure around creativity. Some people like you are pretty good at being self-directed in terms of carving out a piece of time every week to make sure that they create. Other people have a harder time with that. And so if it's on your calendar and there's like 20 other people who are going to notice if you didn't show up, and we do like a little attendance just for extra accountability, then you're more likely to be like, well, this is when I'm supposed to sit down and write my song or write my novel or whatever it might be that you're working on. So that's part of it. And then the other part is kind of came from talks with my friend Beth, who's working on a novel and feeling kind of isolated with it and wanting feedback from other people. And I mean, I think like if you're not, if you don't have a solid network of other creative people, it can feel like you're just putting ideas out there and nobody's listening to them. So the second part of the session is that we do some feedback. We do a little breakout groups and we do feedback about what we're working on. It doesn't have to be what you worked on that day, but yeah, I mean, that has been super helpful for some people, and it's also I mean, I find that like I don't want to necessarily share my songs with just a friend because it feels like I'm burdening them with my like do this work, listen to this and give me feedback. You know, if it's structured as part of the group, then that's what you're going to do. You're there to listen, to share your feedback and to get feedback on your stuff. So those are the two reasons that people should join Date to Create. Basically to make a habit around creativity and to have some community supporting you. Yeah. Yeah, that's the gist of it.
I love that. I love the fact that that is, like you said, it's a community. It really is. That's the one thing that is really awesome about it.
Yeah, it's cool. People are really nice.
So tell us, who are some of the women that have inspired you to do music, to do writing, and even obviously now that you've gotten into more into sync and Date to Create, some of obviously you mentioned your friend Beth, the women that have inspired that as well.
So music, when I was young, when I was a teenager, it was Ani DeFranco. I don't know if she's an indie artist from Buffalo, New York. So that was she was like my big influence, and I used to write a lot like her, and my sound is much more pop now. So yeah, all those I grew up in the '90s, so all those female singer-songwriters, like a heyday of Sarah McLachlan and Tori Amos and Jan Arden and
Yeah.
Lisa Loeb, all those '90s ladies. Um, they kind of inspired me to move towards music. Other women who've inspired me, I mean, I took a course with this woman, Kathy Heller, around sync licensing, and I learned a lot. And then this woman, Tamara Bubble, runs her own sync agency, and she's done some really cool things with just showing how you can make a living out of doing writing for sync music for sync licensing, music licensing. For Date to Create, I mean, I read a lot of books around, I guess they would be self-help or psychology type books. Um, I read, so there's this woman, Martha Beck, who is like a life coach that she puts out a lot of stuff that I like. And then Jill Bolte Taylor, who has a famous TED Talk after she had a stroke. It's called A Stroke of Genius. Um, she had a famous TED Talk about kind of right brain, left brain stuff, and she just came out with a new book called Whole Brain Living, and I read that and was super inspired. Um, so those are some of the things, some of the influences that have come in thinking about my Date to Create. And then Cass Eager, who is another musician, started a group called the Song Tribe, where we she gave us a prompt every week, and we posted in the Facebook group. We posted our song. Um, yeah, so I guess those are some of the people who I've drawn from recently, or when I was a kid.
Those are wonderful because yeah, I grew up in the '90s as well. So yes, all of those, especially Annie DeFranco, like yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the '90s was like women power, and then it just kind of dwindled for a
Yes.
while, and we're trying to get back there again to
Yeah, I was listening to the like top hits the other day, and I did notice there's that one Adele song, um, that and it's just her and the piano from the new album, the single. And I was like, oh wow, yeah, it's like a woman singing with a piano. Like this is used to be how it was, but
Yeah.
it's so rare to hear that in the top of the pops kind of charts these days.
Yeah, and I think all the charts, yeah, we still have like women in general are just underrated overall because there's so many great women. And as far as the charts and radio airplay, they're I have a good friend that told me they had to actually seek out artists because they weren't hearing any on the radio. So when you hear that, you're like, and growing up in the 90s, we had at least what, 33, 35% women,
Yeah.
airplay. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's hard to see this now and, try to make those changes.
Yeah, it's a bummer when things go backwards for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So would you like to have some fun 20 questions with me?
All right, shoot. Okay,
Okay.
I'll just try to go off the top of my head. We'll try to do some right brain answers here.
Yeah. There's no right answer. There might be one with the right answer, but that's okay. That's all good. So what was the last thing you read?
The last thing I read, uh, The War of Art creativity book. Yeah.
Hypothetically, if I came to you and said I need to hide a dead body, do you know a good place?
I don't. I haven't. Hmm. I mean, not real. If, bodies of water just are the first thing that come to mind, but no, I don't really.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Sorry.
So I won't come to you with dead bodies. It's okay.
No, no.
What's the best concert you've ever been to?
When I was 14, I saw Ani DeFranco play in a festival in Ireland, in the Galway Arts Festival. And there was a room full of like 100 people. And because she wasn't known there at the time, it was all American tourists. And it was just like super cool. It was the first time I'd seen her, so she was new to me. And I thought like that show made me be like, I need to learn how to play the guitar and be a badass singer-songwriter. Yeah.
Awesome. What's the first thing you do if you won the lottery?
The first thing I'd do if I won the lottery, pay off my debts. Um, but after that, like actual funness, man, I think I would just have a party, I would hopefully if I owned or rented a house, I would want a place to like host a whole bunch of people. Yeah, I think I would just have a big party and invite everyone I know and like pay for delicious food.
Sounds
Yeah.
wonderful. It might be because it's dinner time here on the East Coast, but I'm starving. I'm ready to do the party now. So,
Do the party. Yeah.
well, tell us something that's on your bucket list.
Go to Nashville. I've never been to Nashville.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're gonna have to get you to Nashville now.
Yeah.
It is a great place. It is. There's so much fun there.
Yeah. Heard good things.
That we can make happen. So,
Yeah.
what job would you be terrible at?
What job?
Yeah, or
I already know
position.
that I'm terrible at waitressing. I don't know. I just kids like I got fired when I don't know, I was like 20 or something. I tried waitressing at this brunch place and like that was like shaking the tray and like yeah. I just don't have the coordination. I mean, retail, okay, waitressing, no. Yeah.
Okay, we will let you serve the food.
No.
Oh, what's your game plan for zombie apocalypse?
Um, so my husband's parents live on a tiny island off the coast of British Columbia. So I think we'd probably like just drive up there and hide out. They have like an organic garden, so we could probably just like live off the land. Yeah, it's remote. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
think
don't
that's
think
my plan.
zombies can swim, so that'd be perfect, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh,
There's a lot of deer there. I feel like we could like we could get a crossbow or a rifle or something and we could hunt deer and eat the vegetables and be okay. Yeah.
love that game
Yeah.
plan. What album or artist should we listen to before we die?
Ooh, what album or artist?
Or
Um,
artists? We throw a couple in there.
wow, I don't know. I mean, um, I love soul music like very much. So, but the like older soul music. So I don't know what I would recommend. I think this is super old, but that Lauryn Hill, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill album was amazing. R&B. Um, is there anything more recent? I also love the new Leon Bridges stuff. Um, I mean, Paul Simon Graceland, and then, you know, Ani DeFranco stuff is always close to my heart. Yeah, I don't know if those are good answers, but they're what's coming to me.
Those are perfect. Because if no one's, I mean, I'm sure there are people that haven't heard of Annie DeFranco because we have the newer generations that may not go back and listen
Yeah,
to the music of the 90s. So, yeah,
right,
I mean,
right.
who would play you in a movie about your life?
Who would play me in a movie about my life? Um, who looks like me? Uh, some people have told me that that Twilight girl, Kristen Stewart, looks like me, but only from the profile. But she's a good actress. But I don't know. I don't. She has a very specific tics that I definitely don't have. Um, yeah, that's the person who comes to mind. I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to give that one some more thought. I'll have to get back to you on that.
Okay. So we're going to have to do
Yeah.
a second interview because you'll have to get back to us on these.
Yeah,
And
got
we
it.
might have new questions by then. So,
Okay.
oh, where's Waldo?
Where is Waldo? Under the
Yes,
couch.
where? Is under the couch? Okay.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Pretty.
Oh, would you rather cook or order in?
Mm, um, I would rather order in, but I definitely would cook because I don't want to waste money. And yeah, that's kind of why.
Yeah, totally agree with
I,
that.
I cook at home a lot. And I don't mind cooking when I'm not busy with other things. When I have stuff to do, I find it really annoying to have to cook. But when there's time to cook, I'm perfectly happy to do it. Yeah.
Good. Do you sing in the shower?
Yes, definitely. It's a great place to come up with ideas. Shower, going for a walk, driving, those are prime creative moments. Yeah.
I definitely agree. I'm the person that has my phone. I'm trying to type as I'm like, wait, I have something I need to type.
Voice memo, always. Yeah.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
usually everyone else is in the background while I'm taking a shower. So I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Shower's the
Oh,
tricky.
boots or heels?
Boots. Yeah. Boots with heels. Yeah.
What's the best thing since sliced bread?
I think these slippers that I'm wearing, they're called glare-ups. And
Flirts? Oh,
like
nice.
made of felt. I don't know. Yeah, they're from like Sweden or something, and they're really, really comfortable, and they make my life like 110% better. Yeah.
Love it. Okay, so we're all going to give those really nice slippers. They look
Yeah,
really comfy.
they are. Yeah.
Do you have guilty pleasure music? If so, what is it?
Guilty pleasure music. Probably like, I mean, it's not that guilty, but like I put Lizzo on when I'm feeling like, you know, I don't know, excited. But probably like R&B from the 90s it would be my guilty would be like, yeah, I guess it's guilty pleasure. I've stopped like care when I was younger, people would make fun of me for really loving R&B because it was at the time supposedly too cheesy. And now like the younger generation loves that stuff. So, I'm cool 20 years too late. But I don't feel really guilty about any of it. I listen to a lot of different stuff and I like it all. So,
I love how you said that. I was the type that where I was at, I was like the only person that liked country music.
right.
So I could never have a conversation about country music with anyone. And I was like, okay, this is great. But yeah,
And now you're surrounded by people who love it. Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, it's okay. We can be cool later in life.
Exactly. Cool inside.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
What is the worst pizza topping?
Uh, uh, Honestly, I don't really like like this is gonna sound weird, but tomatoes and mushrooms, I don't really like them. I like tomato sauce. I'll just pick them off. Yeah, I can handle mushrooms, but I would, yeah, the tomato, yeah, yeah, that's kind of the answer. Yeah,
I will leave those off.
yeah.
Oh. If you could be a person for a day or a position like a CEO or whatever, who or what would you want to be and why?
Person for a day. Um, Interesting. Who would I want to be? I think it would be cool to be one of the Obamas because you could basically hang out, get a meeting with anybody else in the world. Like, I feel like you could be like, I want to talk to this pop star and I'm gonna have a dinner party and invite like these like 10 random people. And it could be like anyone from Lady Gaga to Richard Branson to, like the president of some other country to like, like anyone in the area of politics or entertainment, like you could get them to come over. So yeah, I think that would be if you either of the Obamas, I think could pull that off.
That would be really awesome, actually.
Hmm.
That would be. Once you start talking about the dinner party, I'm like, yeah, you could just invite everyone.
Yeah, the Obamas
Absolutely.
and also like the or Prince Harry or William can kind of do that too.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's a weird
I love
answer,
it.
but that's the
No,
answer I
I love
got.
it. You know what? Again, there's no wrong answer or right answer. It's just to get to know you. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
So, are you good at keeping secrets?
Yeah, I think I am. Yeah. I don't have that many secrets that people tell me. I think I used to not be when I was younger, but I am now. Hmm.
At what age did you become an adult?
At what age did I become an adult? Um, I don't know. Probably like um maybe 35, something like that. I don't know. The last few years, I feel like I'm an adult now. It took a long time to feel like I was an adult. But yeah. Yeah.
I totally understand that. I
Yeah.
keep telling everyone I'm Peter Pan. I'm never growing up, but you know.
I mean, there's parts of me that don't at all feel like that feel like a total child, like that feel like a 5-year-old child. But like, yeah, I'm a mix of different ages depending on the circumstances, you know?
Nothing wrong with that. That's perfect. What makes
Yeah.
you you? If
What
you could
makes me?
win.
What's
Exactly.
that?
I said that's what makes you you. Exactly.
Oh, it's what makes me okay.
Mhm.
I thought you were asking me what makes me me, and I'm like,
No.
I don't
No, I was gonna try not to go that difficult today.
know. Conditioning.
So, oh, if you could win an Olympic medal for any sport, real or fake, what would it be?
Oh, wow. So I could be really good at any sport. Um, I actually think it'd be really fun to win like an Olympic medal for soccer or hockey. Yeah, like a team sport Olympic medal would be really fun because I feel like that solo stuff is cool, but pretty like lonely or grueling. I don't know, just really like yeah, intense. But I played a sport called ringette as a kid. It's kind of like ice hockey. It's very random and Canadian. Um, but yeah, one of those. I don't play soccer well, but you know, if I could, then that would be great.
Absolutely. And I'll join the hockey team for you, with you, whatever.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. I'm really good at goalie. I had
Yeah?
a guy that was like my big brother, and as I was maybe like 5'6", and he used to like hit those hard balls without any protection. Yeah, there were some nice bruises there, and let me tell you, Very
Oh,
rarely cried.
like
Yeah.
street hockey, like playing
Yeah.
outside,
Hmm.
on running shoes or roller skates?
Both. We did both.
Yeah,
So yeah, that was
fun.
about it.
Yeah,
Yep. Yeah. I've never been on ice skates, so maybe one day. One day.
yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Good.
Oh. So, what does the rest of 2022 look like? Lots of more more crazy stuff coming up with you. Obviously, more on Date to Create, more with the sync licensing. Plans on growing it.
Yeah, so hoping to grow Date to Create a bit. Right now, I'm just kind of dialing it in. We're 2 weeks in, so hoping to build that and maybe offer another couple time slots if there's enough interest. Put out some ads for that, um, because I'm enjoying that and finding it meaningful. And then hoping to, yeah, get the sync agency going and keep pitching to briefs and keep reaching out. And then my goal is to put out an EP, I think maybe 5 songs of my own stuff. I'm working on one of them right now. Um, and then a couple co-writes here and there with people that I have written with before, probably. Um, yeah, those are like the three main things. I would like to be able to do a pull-up. I've been working on it for almost a year. I can't do it yet. I've been doing assisted with these bands under me. My husband's really into like the garage workout thing. And I still haven't quite gotten there, but I think it's going to happen in 2022 that I'll be able to do one unassisted pull-up, and that is definitely a goal. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we will be here to support you for that one pull up and anything else you need.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah. I will
no.
definitely post on social media if it happens. There will be a video.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
definitely excited. I'm gonna just be checking randomly just to make sure, especially
Yeah.
since we're
Every
connected.
5 months check-in. It's hard. It's hard when you're a woman to do like some women are pretty badass and can do it, but it's not easy.
Yeah, if you don't have the upper body strength, I will admit, when I was little, I was little scrawny, no muscles, and I like that was like the hardest thing in the world. I think I would do, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
I
you need
commend
not
anyone
like
that wants to build their
monkey
muscles
bars.
and
When you're little, you're just like,
yeah,
oh, here's an easy
yeah.
monkey bar. When you're an adult, you're like, what? How does like my grating on my, anyway.
Yeah. What happened? What happened to my muscles and my yeah.
Uh, arms coming out of the
Oh,
socket.
no.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you, and you have to let us know when you release some new music, and we'll
Yes,
make sure that we
thank you.
promote it, and we'll have you back on here.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure's been all mine. It's been great. Thank you.
And thank
Have
you,
a good
friends, for oh, yes, you too. And thank you, friends, for joining us for another episode. Have a great day.
bye.
Bye. If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.